I cannot emphasize how much I and everyone else hates seeing people beg for money online, especially trying to guilt trip others into donating to their live stream.
$5 a month.
$5 a month. This is how you should behave at all times. You should be demanding that your audience pay you and that they feel guilty. It's a terrible epidemic that's been happening on YouTube basically since the inception of the platform. And unfortunately for them, and fortunately for us, for entertainment purposes anyway, there's also been a lot of people doing it recently where they try to manipulate and guilt trip their audience into giving them money and then blame YouTube on the fact that their channel is dying rather than the fact that their videos suck.
Just in case, in the coming months, the channel has to be retired, and I am forced to leave the internet and go work at, like, McDonald's or something. Because while we are uploading more than ever, at the current rate, if the channel doesn't hit, like, a day where we actually gain views instead of lose views, it's just not gonna be viable, guys. Don't know what to tell you. If you're wondering, like, why does YouTube kill channels like this, it's partially because YouTube just makes these decisions. It's partially because, as a content creator, you gotta scream and beg and fall to your knees and offer free blowjobs to get, like, 5 extra likes.
And Xanderhal honestly does a really good job of it, and I thought that I should praise him a little bit. Do you guys remember Xanderhal? We've talked about him a few times on stream. Honestly, my drama memory is so short that I like instantly forget this stuff. But he's a fellow YouTube streamer. He kind of came from Vosh's community, from my understanding. And apparently he's recently joined the camp of YouTubers complaining about not making enough money. And I thought it would be funny to go over it because I've seen some other people cover it and it seemed kind of funny. You know, the last time we checked in with him, we looked at a very old debate he had. But we've got some more recent content to go over from him right now. He's apparently wigging out a little bit, complaining and kind of in a very soft way, begging his audience for more donations and more money. So I thought it would be funny to look at that. But we'll start off with, yes, question box in chat. You brought it up. He had some leaked DMs a while ago that are really funny, and it's kind of just a good introduction to his character. Let's pull some of these up. So you can see this one. These are from some leaked DMs. This is his editor, I believe, Cherry. She said, "You probably won't even pay me this month." He said, "Why do you think I won't pay you? Tell me why you think I can't and how it makes me bad." Here she said, "You didn't last month." He said, "Why? Say it. Why couldn't I pay you? And how does that reason make me an asshole? I'm going to get evicted at the end of this month at this rate, Cherry. We have not made enough money. I cannot change that." So he's one of these full-time content creator guys who is kind of barely skating by. In pretty much every scenario, if you're a content creator, I don't think you should go full-time right when you can barely skate by. I think it's typically good to only become a full-time content creator when you're making more than enough to be comfortable. Like if you're making like $10,000-$20,000 a month, you know, for a year consistently, it's like, okay, you can probably not have a real job at that point. But if you're making just enough to like make ends meet, like if you're making just enough to like cover your rent, cover groceries, cover your, you know, typical bills, like if you're making like $2-3 grand a month, which is like, even that covering bills is kind of tough on depending on where you are. And I think he lives in California. I would say that it's probably a bad idea to become a full-time content creator, but he did anyway. He did regardless. And it seems to have not panned out that well, unfortunately, over the past while. This one is absolutely fucked. So apparently he was like supposed to get paid by Progressive Victory is my knowledge on this, which is like a political activist organization, and they didn't pay him on time, or they paid the wrong account or something. But the real context here doesn't really matter nearly as much as how funny the DMs are. Here he says, "Okay, I think I'm still no money and still does not show as pending in my bank account. Okay, the number was wrong. Confirmed. The 4K went to some rando. Somehow he managed to get $4,000 to go to some random guy instead of his own bank account because he got the account number wrong, I guess. The routing number or something. Cherry. ASAP. Emergency. Homeless. I'm now homeless. Cherry. Why? And we answer, no, please, I'm gonna be homeless. Cherry. So he's talking to his like editor that he pays like, I guess a couple $100 a month on average about how he's mad or something. I don't even know why this guy has an editor, to be clear. Like I just don't get it. Like he posts like 2 or 3 clips a day. He streams for like, let's see how much he streams. He streams like 5-6 hours a day, 4 hours. Like I feel like he definitely has it in him. He's not even streaming every day. He definitely has it in him to just like edit these clips himself. You should only be paying an editor if you don't have the time to edit, or if like them editing it frees up time you can spend actually making content. That's the only reason you should do that. We've got more DMs that are pretty awesome as well. I guess here he's talking about getting some kind of plane ticket back to California. Okay, we are buying my ticket back to California now. Thank you for completely ghosting me tonight. I'll never forget it. Never! The only way for me to save is for Progressive Victory to pay me everything they owe me. I've never received a single payment. Not one. I am fucked. Cherry, answer now. Why? Why? Please, just answer. Please, answer now. Answer now. I have messaged Brianna myself. When you are back online, we need to have a conversation about your future employment. If I am saved, it will be no thanks to you. So these DMs are pretty awesome. I do like them. This is how you should talk to your contractors or employees, whatever they are. I think they're pretty cool. Some of the other DMs are him getting into the more minutia of what actually happened, I guess, here. Here he says, I want you to know that if I have to fly to California tomorrow, I cannot bring my PC. I will not be able to afford pay. Your job will not exist anymore tomorrow because you wouldn't message me back. This is still salvageable, but time is now slipping away, and if you're asleep and see this in the morning, it's already too late. His life is on like a 24-hour clock, where if he doesn't get a message back from his Discord admin, it's over. I'm also in hot water with Brianna because I look bad for having you handle this shit while I was busy. You were the one who got me to join Progressive Victory. I told you I would be too busy to handle this stuff, and you said you would. I know. I have now paid another $250 so my mom could reschedule her flight and extend her rental car for next week. Bro, it's just like this, like if $250 is a lot of money for sure. Like that's not, you know, chump change. But if you're in a position where you can't handle a random $250 expense, you should not be a full-time YouTuber. Like being a full-time YouTuber should be like you're making enough money that you don't have to worry about cash. It's like it's not a concern where like you eat for dinner that night, right? But he's like struggling to make ends meet. It's horrible. What does he want her to do? I don't know. Just give her money, I guess. My lease ends in 25 hours, but I won't be stranded here without her when I get kicked out. I could have locked in this house hours ago if you were fucking awake to send me the W-9 and pay agreement from Progressive Victory to verify my income. I would have had the place and been moved in by now, you motherfucker. You are the only person holding the whole process back now. If I end up being made homeless because the place gets nabbed up by tomorrow and I'm still living with my abusive mom again, I don't know how his mom is abusive, to be clear, and my fans ask why I'm back where I started, I will make sure they know it's because of you. So because she like got the account number wrong or something when he was trying to get Progressive Victory to wire him money, he had like a mental breakdown over it, I guess. This is also the guy who was storing, instead of having a bank account, he didn't trust banks or something. So he stored all of his money that he made in PayPal, which was like a couple $1,000. And then I think someone just hacked his PayPal and stole it from him through his Steam account. Now he also got a little more unhinged than this. This is just kind of a sampling because he got progressively more upset over time. This is him talking about Keffels. He said, I hate all of them, Cherry. I want them all to die. I would Keffels in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even shoot her. I'd beat her to death with the gun. This guy's an alpha male, dude. 10-inch arms? He could never. Yeah, this is the same guy. This guy is awesome. You're not in a good mental state. I will end her. What's her address? I want it. I want to know where she's at. She's in Ireland. It's not public. Please stop. You're spiraling. Someone has to for this. I will never be happy until someone has died for this. Ideally, Keffels. Her career is going to die. It's awesome, dude. This is how you talk about your YouTube enemies, okay? Your YouTube enemies. This is how you do it. I mean, it is Keffels, so, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Why do you think I won't pay you? Tell me why you think I can't and how it makes me bad. You didn't last month? So this is a retread, but you get it. These DMs, you know, obviously got pretty popping on Twitter, but this is just like a precursor. So to give you guys a little more context, Xanderhal is a lefty streamer, came from Vosh's community, and at some point he wanted to infiltrate the commentary community. He wanted to stop it from being racist and right-wing. He said that Keemstar was alt-right. He said that a lot of different YouTubers were alt-right, and he said that he needed to come in the commentary community and infiltrate it so he could change the game. And at the time, Optimus made a video about it going through it.
All right, so if the world wasn't already overly political enough, if everything basically that you're seeing on the TV and even here on my YouTube channel, because like I'm covering political topics as well, as if all that wasn't already like a problem enough, it appears that YouTubers, your favorite YouTubers, commentary YouTubers, drama YouTubers, people like me who just make these videos literally just talking on the internet, well, it turns out that we're not leftist enough, man. It turns out that we are not liberal enough, we are not leaning far enough to the left, and something needs to be done about it, man. Many of you are already thinking, well, Optimist.
To be clear, Xanderhal's problem wasn't even that people were not liberals. His problem is that they weren't leftist, meaning like socialist Bernie supporters, basically. That was his contention, I remember from this time. And he was saying that like the Pokimane drama, when we watched this debate recently, he said that the Pokimane drama was all because people hate women and they were mad at her because she's a woman. And that's literally it. So Tom, you're telling me that sitting on YouTube begging for subscribers and putting everyone on timeout is not working for me? I'm telling you, you should keep doing that more. In fact, that is the way to make money is to behave like Bad Bunny, okay? The Bad Bunny Kira TV, whatever her name is, $5. $5.
How did my whole speech about how I need subs to keep the stream going, if you like the content, blah, 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 how that results in 0 subs? There are regulars here. $5 a month.
$5 a month. $5. This is how you should behave at all times. You should be demanding that your audience pay you and that they feel guilty.
How are you have hours of time to watch me and not $5.
This is Jake Doolittle messaging Cody Co. How do you have hours of time to make content and not $500 to give to me and my nonprofit?
I don't know. What are you doing with your life where you have hours of time to watch Twitch and not...
The music is crazy. I do like the music. So you get the idea. Usually not a good idea. Also, coincidentally, this person is like a Breadtube adjacent individual. No coincidence there. She was also there for the couch moment, in case you guys don't know. She was present. Her voice is so annoying. I think it's like music to my ears. I think she sounds like Seal singing. You know Seal, the guy with the eye scar, the beautiful African man who sings his heart out. I think she sounds like him. $5.
Bro, like, what's the big deal? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, most of the time you just come on here and, you know, you'll talk about something, you'll have a topic, you talk for 10 minutes. Even a lot of the time it's nothing to do with anything that's, like, really important to the real world. You're just laughing at somebody who did something stupid, or you're making fun of a Karen, or you're reacting to some goofy video you saw on Twitter. And yeah, you know, that's what I thought too. I thought that, like, yeah, that's pretty much the basis of it. Occasionally I'll cover something like the presidential election or something like that, and that's pretty much the end of it, man. But apparently that is wrong, and I'm being a bad dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm being a bad boy. I'm being bad for not covering more political topics and airing out my political beliefs.
I think that's true. I mean, realistically, you know, like Sneeko says, if you're just making slop content on YouTube, you're making entertainment, what are you doing? I mean, someone like Sneeko, I mean, he's providing, you know, meaningful commentary on how you should lower the age of consent, meaningful commentary on how Haitians are not eating the cats and dogs. I mean, that's good. That's good to see. And I think that realistically speaking, if you're not pushing a political message, you're nothing. I mean, what am I doing, right? I don't push a political message. I just make fun of people. This is like low frequency content. You know what I mean? This is low frequency content. I'm not debunking the leftist media. I'm just making videos. And frankly, that is disgusting of me. So I think that it makes sense. Please donate to me.
More. So usually when I cover more politically based topics like the presidential election and things like that, I tend to try and keep my own personal political views out of things, unless it like directly correlates to the subject at hand. But, you know, apparently that's a bad thing, right? So I saw this clip on Twitter of somebody named Xanderhal, apparently, and he said something that I wanted to react to here because I think that it's completely stupid. Now I'm going to go ahead and make the wild assumption here that this guy leans a little bit left politically, which is fine, right? I don't understand like why people get so worked up and hateful over political ideologies. Like, at the end of the day, your person...
There must be like, I don't know who they are, but there must be like real life socialists who like see these guys and are just like, this sucks. Like, who see like Xanderhal and Hassan and they're like, this is our representation for being leftists. Xanderhal is our representation in the commentary community for what the typical leftist is like. It must hurt their feelings. It must really hurt them quite a bit. I would be hurt. If I was a communist, if I was a big Karl Marx guy, I'd be like, God damn it, dude. Why did my representation have to be freaking Mike from PA, dude? Low T content? No, this is high T. This is based.
Personal beliefs on things really oftentimes aren't that big of a deal, to be honest. Like, they really aren't that important. Like, sure, it's important to vote and whatnot, but dude, when it comes down to me getting on a fucking YouTube video and sharing my political beliefs, it really just isn't that important most of the time. Honestly, most people just simply don't care, and at the end of the day, it oftentimes is just a big waste of time because you don't actually make anyone think any differently, or you don't change the world in any significant way. But I want to...
It's not even just that. It's also just like, do you really want like slop commentary YouTubers to cover political stuff? Like, are any of you in chat genuinely curious about what Optimus thinks about politics? Not a knock to him, but I'm not, and I think he knows that his audience isn't. Like, they just want to watch him make silly gaming videos about whatever embarrassing thing happened at E3, right? Like, I don't think anybody actually cares to hear a political take from the majority of commentary YouTubers. You're not watching for politics. You're watching for dumb drama, for popcorn entertainment, right? I don't think I'm wrong here.
I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you guys to the clip here, and then we'll start reacting to it from there. It's about...
Like, it's such a cringe stereotype at this point, because it happens so much where, like, you start following a guy on YouTube, he makes content you like, you know, it's pretty good, it's apolitical, and then he starts talking about his politics, and you just start to fucking hate him, right? You just start to hate who he is. So I think that it makes sense that, you know, YouTubers would kind of avoid that, because it divides the audience instantly, right? It's like, now half the audience will hate you because you're on one side, and half the audience will love you. But the audience that loves you, now if you have like a left-wing audience or only a right-wing audience, and you contradict their political opinion by giving a take for the other side, then you just fuck yourself. My representative is a racist as Nick Fuentes. It's so over. Yeah, the racist, the better representation, dude.
About a minute and a half long almost, and it's chock full of some stuff that I want to react to, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Leftists need to infiltrate the YouTube drama community. The YouTube drama community is at best marginally center left leaning and at worst full on like reactionary alt-right like with Keemstar.
I still don't know why he said that or who he's talking about. What reactionary alt-right opinion has Keemstar given? Is Keemstar talking about the Great Replacement? Is he talking about the Jews? Like, what is he even talking about? What is alt-right? I mean, alt-right to me typically means like very far right, like borderline Nazi. That's basically what it means to me, like very conspiratorial, identitarian politics type stuff, right? You, Tommy's talking about you. Well, I mean, obviously I'm a Nazi. I mean, I think that's very clear for my content. I mean, you know, like when I supported that comic book racist guy when he said he was scared of black people, I think that's obvious.
When you say I'm scared of black people, newsflash, you illiterate troglodyte. Everybody is.
But I mean, apart from me, who else is there, right? Apart from me, Keemstar Holocaust denier. Yeah, dude, that episode of Baited where he talked about the fucking 6 million, how that was way too high. That was crazy. You don't see that every day. That doesn't really work when most commentary YouTubers used to be right-wing pundits. Nick Diorio is one of Tonkasaw Pawns. Nick Diorio has never been a political pundit. What the fuck are you talking about? And Nick Diorio also is not Tonkasaw. These are different people. There's like, if you're talking about like the IBS community, obviously that was pretty political. They talk about politics a lot. But the majority of commentary YouTubers you name today, like Sensitive Society is not a political person as far as I'm aware. The Cheeto isn't a very political person as far as I'm aware. I mean, who else is there? Like Pegasus. Have you ever heard Pegasus? One of the biggest commentary channels. Have you heard him talk about politics? Have you heard WestJet talk about politics? This is such a dumb point. No, that's just not the case. So YouTuber of the Year? I think it's me, and I'm honored.
Okay, so we got that statement right there. You know what I'm saying? We need to infiltrate the YouTube drama scene. We need to speak to these creators who, at best, are marginally left, center left, or they're alt-right like Keemstar, which that's something that I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot of people say that Keemstar is alt-right. Like, it's almost like a buzz term that they use to describe Keemstar. But I just want to go ahead and say this. Okay, you know what? I tend to lean a little center-left, right? Okay, this guy, maybe a little spot on with that. Let's go ahead and consider...
I feel like when people use these terms, like alt-right, there are actual alt-right people that do exist, but a lot of the time it's just a blanket statement, so you don't have to address what they actually say. You know, not from everyone, but like with Keemstar has never said anything close to being alt-right, right? But he's had so many controversies that you can't sum up his character in like one little succinct sentence. You have to actually go in depth and explain it. So instead, it's much easier to just say he's alt-right and then people automatically hate him, right? It's the same with Nazi. There are actual Nazis that exist on Twitter. There's so fucking many of them. They're crazy. You see them all the time, okay? But like by using the term alt-right to describe Keemstar, first of all, you're trying to boil down all of his controversies to one political opinion, which is not even like, what did him going after that guy Tony and calling him a file on accident, what did that have to do with anything regarding the alt-right? What did his drama with any YouTuber have to do with him being a right-winger or being alt-right? Like, what does that have to do with anything? It's literally completely unrelated.
Consider the following here, all right? Not everyone has to be in the same political ideology that you are, okay? Not everyone has to think just like you. That's something that most people realize, right? Like, we're like, hey, people can have fundamentally different beliefs. They've had different life experiences that have led them to come to different conclusions. That's acceptable, and especially in a community that is relatively non-political pretty much all the time, and like most people in this community make their living reacting to a Karen getting upset or talking about the latest YouTube drama. You would think in a community like...
Well, you see, reacting to Karen, the term Karen is anti-white, okay? The term Karen is anti-white sentiment being pushed, and that is a problem. It's simply an excuse to hate on white women, truly.
Like that, it literally wouldn't matter at all, but apparently it's a very big deal. But apparently it's such a big deal that the community needs to be quote-unquote infiltrated. Like, it's being spoken as if it's like some like tight-knit group where like no outsiders are allowed in. Nobody can get behind the big red curtain of the commentary community. You know, we're all just sitting in here, the ones of us that have made it, and you know, we got our arms around each other. It's like, all right, guys, what right-wing policies are we gonna promote on our channels today? Like, it really doesn't matter whatsoever, but it's being treated as if like it's the most important possible thing to do when it really just doesn't even make any sense to do it.
There is not any leftist representation.
Alt-right is normal conservatism for young meme guys. It isn't far right. I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, maybe to some people that's what it means. Obviously, it's in the eye of the beholder. But like, wasn't one of the guys that really coined that term and ran with it Richard Spencer, who is an actual like white identitarian nationalist guy? Like, isn't that what he is? Also, the term alt-right, you don't even see that used anymore. Like, even in 2020, 2021, even 4 years ago, 3 years ago, that was like pretty passe. It wasn't super used. It wasn't very in vogue. Kind of a dead term.
When there is YouTube drama happening, like non-political YouTube drama happening, I'm going to worm my way into that shit, and I'm going to give my takes on it. I'm going to try to build myself into that community.
Have you ever considered the reason that there's no quote-unquote leftist representation, especially in the YouTube commentary and drama communities, is because politics in general just have no fucking real business in that sector? Like, you're basically making this statement of, like, there's nobody who plays football in this reading book club. I plan to infiltrate it and teach them the ideologies of football. They will learn the shotgun formation. They're going to understand how to blitz with the best of them. Like,
also, I just don't understand, like, if you're seeking to infiltrate, quote-unquote, the commentary community, doesn't it make sense to, like, not say that you're infiltrating it? Doesn't it make sense to, like, shut your mouth? I feel like that makes a lot more sense, no? Like, I feel like the best way, if you want to, like, quote-unquote, infiltrate it with your politics, is to just naturally become friends with people and be a cool guy, and then you can, like, slowly insert your politics in if you feel like that's the way to do it. But it doesn't have to be an insidious thing. You can just have conversations with people and try to convince them of your politics. And maybe you'll win, maybe you'll lose those debates, but, you know, that's the way to do it. It doesn't have to be like this insidious, like, I'm going to infiltrate the commentary community and make them all left-wingers. Like, I don't think that's really the way to do it at all. Be a chill guy? Exactly. Just be a chill guy. That's what you got to do, dude. Be chill. Be a chill-ass dude.
Like, dude, it doesn't have anything to fucking do with these people are doing. Why is that the one thing out of the community that you're trying to, like, kind of pin people on, right? It's like their political ideologies. How many commentary channels do you know make political content? If you completely disregard political commentary, which is basically what he's already done. I'm gonna keep it a $1.50 here with you. People who are more worried about which YouTuber is bad today or what drama to talk about today, they're probably not that fucking worried about universal single-payer healthcare or any.
That's true. But also, the average person, I feel like, just doesn't have time to worry about politics. Like, they're just trying to make ends meet. They don't have time to watch, like, or the mental energy to watch, like, autistic internet conversations about whether or not Keemstar is progressive enough. Like, they're just like, all right, I'm going to watch this dumb commentary video about some bullshit while I don't know, lift weights, while I do my laundry. I'm going to listen to it, and then I'm going to get out of here, you know? Like, they don't want to see it as a super serious thing. They watch entertainment stuff for entertainment, for dumb popcorn. That's what a lot of drama is. And you have to be self-aware of that.
Anything like that. They probably don't really give a shit about that. And if they do, they go, oh, hey, this has nothing to do with my channel. I'm not going to say anything about it. I don't know if you know that's a possibility or like you accept that that's kind of the reality of the situation here, but most of us don't care about politics. And
lifting and listening to commentary videos is brain rot. I mean, it's fine. It's good. It depends. If I'm doing like a more intense day, which honestly, this is every day should probably be intense, but like if I'm doing like chest day, arm day, I'm probably going to listen to something intense. Not like, you know, a YouTube video. I'll just listen to like music. But if I'm doing like leg day or, you know, on the rare occasion that I do cardio, which is not often at all, sometimes I'll listen to something just in the background. But usually if I'm like doing a really big push day, I'll try to, you know, just put on some Wage War or something like that. Usually that's better. Keep talking. I'm almost there. Oh my God, who's a good boy, Tommy Turtle? Are you gonna goon soon? No, what a goon.
The ones of us that do, you know, mention it in passing or mention it when the topic comes up, there's people of all different types of beliefs. Like,
legit question, why do all men hate leg day? I never understood it. I hated leg day at first, but I came to enjoy it. I mean, it's just not as exciting. Like, working out your legs in your mind is not going to be as important as working out your chest or your back, right? Because it's not going to make you look big instantly. But if you don't work out your legs, the problem is eventually you'll look really disproportionate. So you'll have like little legs and a big upper body, but it's just not as exciting. Like it feels way better to be like benching, to be like pushing weight, just feeling like a fucking Greek god than it feels to be like, you know, doing leg extensions. It's just not as exciting.
I have openly supported candidates like Andrew Yang. I have publicly supported movements like Black Lives Matter, which was primarily a left-leaning movement. I was put on a fucking internet list, okay, by some...
Sounds pretty racist to me. I don't know, Optimus. It sounds like you need to repent for your sins, for being a part of such a racist community as the commentary community. Sounds pretty bad to me, man.
Person because of my support for BLM. What do you mean that there's no leftist representation? Like, dog, there doesn't have to be, because shockingly enough, most of us who do actually pay attention to politics in this community, we don't make it a fucking personality trait. And I think that's a big problem with people today now, as is. They make their political beliefs such a big personality trait that they allow it to define who they are as human beings.
I mean, if you're really strong in your convictions, I think it's okay to make politics like a big thing if you really care about it. Like, that's fine. Politics, I think they do matter, but the problem is when you become annoying. The problem is when you become annoying about it and you don't shut the fuck up about it, and you can't just be a normal guy, right? Like when you watch a content creator, generally you're going to have a hard time watching them if the only thing they ever talk about is politics. You want to like try to understand them as a person, like know what kind of games they like or what movies they like, or you know, just like, do you want to have them be more of a fleshed out personality? You don't want to hear them constantly posture about who they're voting for and why you need to vote, because that's not how real people work, right? Real people aren't thinking about politics every second of every day, and if they are, they're typically a very insufferable individual.
And, you know, usually those are the people who aren't really that grounded in reality. Those are the weirdos. Those are the people who are impossible to talk to and be around. So that's not a good thing, bro.
I'm going to be building bridges with other non-political YouTubers. You've seen me trying to do it with, I've done it with JXC, I'd say. I'm trying to do it with Long Beach Griffey. I'm going to be doing it with other non-political YouTubers.
So what I'm hearing is you're going to basically only try and befriend commentary YouTubers who, for the most part, aren't political whatsoever. You're only going to befriend them in order to boost your own talking points, in order to basically just benefit yourself. You're not going to try and get close to these people or get into this community because you care about anything they're talking about.
Well, to be fair, not to benefit himself, he does say he's trying to benefit his political movement. Now, you can speculate about his intentions and say maybe the real intention was that he wanted to, you know, prop up his own image and make himself look better. But you could argue that, you know, he was doing more of a selfless thing rather than just like a totally selfish, like, I'm going to be the most famous guy of all time. You know what I mean?
You're not going to try and get into this community to really try and be cool with these people. You're only going to do this in order to bring politics into shit where it doesn't need to be brought into. Like, if you can fully explain to me why drama YouTubers should give a shit and talk about politics on their channels that have nothing to do with politics, never have had anything to do with politics, literally just places where they upload content talking about...
Well, the world is about to end, and if you don't talk about politics right now, the world will end, and it will be over for all of us. Therefore, Optimus needs to make 1,000 videos about Joe Biden.
Other YouTubers and what they're doing. Maybe
it's obvious.
Then you can try and make a point, but you can't adequately even bring that up. Like, there's no adequacy to any of that argument because... at the end of the day, it's fucking stupid and pointless because most people in this community, once again, do not give a shit about anything you have to say. So at this...
That's true. So you get the idea here. You get basically what he was going for, right? There is one really funny moment I do want to play here. This is like a classic Xanderhal moment when Mudahar followed him on Twitter. This is what he had to say.
That is good. This is a win. I will do everything in my power when I am large enough to try to get him on my channel for a talk. That would be a big win. That would be a big win.
Like, this is giving me...
Ladies and gentlemen, the left has finally won. Mudahar has followed Xanderhal on Twitter. The left has finally fucking won. All right. Thank God. Well... you know, this is old Xanderhal content. We're kind of going through his past right now, but more recently, he's also been putting forth some other kind of stuff where apparently his channel isn't doing as well as he would like it to. And he's been talking about it a lot with his audience. And it's pretty interesting. It's pretty funny, but there might be some lessons we can learn as well. There might be some lessons we can learn as well that I think would be good to delve into here. So let's take a look.
Medicine, insulin, thyroid medicine, psych meds, birth control, anxiety/depression meds, ADHD meds. Yeah, I think they're looking to ban HRT specifically for trans people. Not like they're currently planning how they can target trans people by eliminating their rights. The Supreme Court is. Don't worry, I'm doing a whole segment about it today. Anyway, thank you for the $5, Delancer. I appreciate it. Very kind of you. We have made $5 so far this stream.
Hour and 15 minutes, $5. All right. I'm going to be honest, dude. If your job is being a full-time streamer and you've only made $5 in the first hour and 15 minutes, I'm trying not to pocket watch him and just be like, oh, you suck. Haha, loser. You made no money. Because I feel like that's kind of, you know, that can already be said. That's kind of low hanging fruit, but like maybe that should be a wake up moment where you're like, maybe I shouldn't be a full-time content creator if I've made $5 in an hour. That is below minimum wage. Got recommended back when the Jellybean video came out and have enjoyed all the Never Goons speeding up my workday. Glad you enjoy the content, bro.
Hey guys, what other streamers are you all donating your money to? What the fuck? I'm just joking. Birth control is probably on the chopping block as soon as they can. Oh, for sure. Birth control, abortions. $5 a month. $5 a month.
So he's kind of memeing here a little bit, right? He's doing the what do you call it? He's doing the Bad Bunny meme. $5.
No, listen, Wingo's always coming in clutch. Wingo donates every stream. Wingo's goated. We love Wingo. Shout out to Wingo.
Shout out to Wingo.
Trump already admitted he would go after hospitals that have endocrinologists as part of the...
I like how one of the chatters just says, I don't watch live streams, honestly. But this is just one instance. We've got another more in-depth conversation he had with his chat where he was talking about how dark things are getting, how truly dark things have gotten for the Xanderhal channel. And it kind of made me feel bad for him the first time I saw it. I was like, damn.
Alrighty, I have returned. Thank you for being patient. Can I show you guys something? Some behind-the-scenes YouTube stuff?
I love behind the scenes YouTube stuff. What are you going to show me, dude? I love behind the scenes stuff on YouTube. I love to know about what makes the cookie crumble. All right, how the cheese is made. It's my favorite kind of thing.
I want to show you guys how YouTube works. Now, thankfully, I can say that the channel is actually in a really good spot right now. We're up over 20% in every metric currently, but a lot of that actually has more to do with the upload rate. That we've been uploading a lot more, and so that's obviously very helpful. But
well, that's good. Uploading more videos. I mean, that seems like a good thing to do, right? The more you upload, the more views you get, the more money you make. This guy looks like Captain Sparkles on meth.
Something I've noticed is, and this is a little bit worrying, but maybe it's not as worrying as I think. Maybe it's just a very temporary lull. Despite the extremely frequent uploads and the keeping to the schedule, video by video views and engagement, for that matter, have dropped substantially. If you check this out, you can see newest uploads this upload's actually doing all right. Like, it's like a 5 out of 10. It's doing okay. The engagement's not too high, though. Only 25 comments. That's pretty bad. The likes are all right, though, but pretty low comments. This video's actually doing very well comment-wise, but it's still struggling in terms of views.
To be clear, showing your YouTube analytics when your channel's doing poorly is like showing people your asshole. It's like bending over and showing your stream chat your dirty asshole. Like, this is not good. This is not a good thing to do whatsoever. And if you go to his channel, it's kind of obvious why the videos don't do that well. Like, these thumbnails all suck. It's like, look at this. This is like YouTube thumbnail theory 101. What 101? Text down here you can't even fucking read. Picture of Elon Musk. Picture of a bunch of dice in the background. Right? Like, when you see this thumbnail, what about this makes you want to click? Some of them are slightly better. Like, this Nick Fuentes one is good because it has a picture of him and it says going to jail. This one is like a decent thumbnail. But like, why is this text at the bottom? Like, nobody can actually read this. People are looking at your thumbnails on a fucking phone. They cannot read this text. This one too, Joe Rogan is Trump's bitch too. Why would you have some simulated art of Donald Trump putting it in Joe Rogan's butt? Why would you not just put a picture of Joe Rogan than a picture of Trump? Like, that would be way better. Like, ideally, the idea behind the text and in the thumbnail and the text and the title is that they complement each other, right? Like, they present different information. In this case, it's the same thing. How Trump brainwashed Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is Trump's bitch. Like, this is the same information. Why does everyone hate everything now? Vague title, picture of a VTuber with a bomb exploding in the background with the same thing that's in the title replicated in the text in the thumbnail. Like, it's not good. Like, you can clearly see this too if you look at his most popular videos. I mean, I don't agree with these videos, but you can see why they got so many views. Picture of Nick Fuentes, recognizable face, he got doxxed. And then you've got like a very intriguing title, right? Title is Nick Fuentes got more attention than he wanted. And then you've got, you know, what the attention is. People say, oh, well, what kind of attention did he not want? And then it says he got doxxed, right? So that obviously is like better, right? That's a better thumbnail, better title. So, like, you know, these overly complicated thumbnails are not going to work. I never understand why people do this. Like, is he just copying Destiny's thumbnail style? Is that what he's doing, but like poorly? Like, it's generally good to keep thumbnails very simple, keep them down to like 2 or 3 basic aspects, right? Recognizable face, text that communicates roughly what's going on without being too specific. It needs more bold typefaces. Yeah, it does. I don't see why the text is. It's like that meme that's like the left can't meme, which is kind of cringe, but it's like wall of text. It's like that's literally what the thumbnails are.
The energy of that kid who would come into foods class and just start arguing.
It's not going to work out.
But it is still pretty new. But you can see that some of the newest videos in the last few days, besides this one Batman one, maybe they're just shitty topics. I don't know. Christian MAGA shorts, AOC and Tim Walz.
Maybe it's like bad topics, bad title, bad thumbnail, and your commentary is bad. Maybe that's it. Maybe the reason why your channel isn't doing well is because you make bad content. Like, could that not be the takeaway here? That like your very low energy, lo-fi hip-hop music streams are not pulling people in as much as you would like them to? Is that not a reasonable explanation for this happening? Like, I'm not saying that YouTube is a total meritocracy. There are, you know, channels that make amazing, great, super, you know, artsy, amazing content that don't blow up for sure because they don't fit into the YouTube meta. But like, you are a streamer that clips content of you reacting to stuff. Hypothetically, this should be the easiest thing to fit into the meta, and you still can't do it.
Playing games, the Vatican's new anime mascot, Greasy Chud thinking Batman's woke, Trump's New York rally being so racist it could lose him the election. These videos are all really underperforming, at least compared to the channel's past.
Yeah, why are the titles so long? I'm giving away free YouTube advice here to the enemy, but like, why are the titles so long? Trump's New York rally was so racist it could lose him the election. Like, I would just do, like, if I was making this video, I would be like, Trump's racist, or like, I would do like, why Trump's racism, will make him lose, like something like that, like something much shorter, something with much less words. Why would you not make it like as few words as possible so it can actually fit in the fucking recommended feed? Like, notice how all of the titles I do on YouTube are like pretty short, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. 4 words. Like 6 words. Like generally you want to do like the shortest title possible that still gets the point across. Because like the goal of marketing, hypothetically, and that is kind of what this is, right? It is marketing myself, marketing my videos, is to communicate the most amount of information in the most condensed way possible to get people to click. So it's pretty easy.
Despite everything being kept up with, both in terms of like viewers engaging with the videos when they watch them and the actual view rate. Like their very low rate of people clicking on the videos in order to
that means your thumbnails are bad and your titles are bad and you can improve it. Like this is not some like grand conspiracy to hurt your channel. This just means that you're not doing good at your job. That's what that means.
Like when they get them recommended. Like if I actually go to analytics, here, let's look at the Lucy video. If we go to reach or overview here, yeah, here we go. If we go to this, you can see that
it's annoying because he calls it full time, but he doesn't stream daily. Then complains about money. He should commit daily and grind and learn to improve or get a part-time job to supplement income instead of whining. He wants welfare. Yeah, like I don't know what he's spending his time on outside of YouTube, but yeah, generally I would say that, you know, if you call yourself a full-time YouTuber, you should be at least working like typical job hours, like 40 hours a week, you know, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Did you get a haircut? No, I did not. A giant demon stuck his head through my window and sucked off my hair, but I'm glad you like it. But yeah, like the thing that you have to realize when you're a YouTuber is you're not entitled to money. You're not entitled to success. You're not entitled to attention. You have to earn it. You have to earn it. You have to earn people's attention. And there's so much content out there that's competing with you that you need to be able to, you know, hold a candle to it. And if you're not doing it, people aren't going to watch your stuff. And like, there's nothing people hate more than complaining about how badly your channel is doing. Like that's not good content. Talking about how poorly your channel is doing is not going to be enticing content to your audience. What is going to be enticing content is good content. You talking about what they want to hear about. That's it.
Yeah. So you can see the impressions and click-through rate show that about 6% of people who saw the video recommended actually clicked it in the first hour, dropped down to 4.2%, 4.6%, then 3.6%, 4%, 2.7%, 3.8%, 2.8%. So it's not even just YouTube demoting my videos more, people are clicking my videos less.
Yeah, so YouTube is not demoting your videos. People click them less, so they recommend them less. That's what happens. If you make bad content and you market it poorly, or you just make content people don't want to see and you don't market it well, YouTube is going to recommend your videos less because YouTube doesn't give a fuck. YouTube just wants to make money. If you make content people click, they will promote it because they want to make money off of you. How entitled? It is entitlement. And people hate, there's nothing people hate more than entitlement, right? There's nothing people hate more. Even if you are an entitled person, just don't say it. Once again, this is the equivalent of bending over and showing your brown butthole to the audience. This is the same thing. He complains instead of asking why, and I hate people like that. Yeah, like instead of like recognizing that this is like a function of his own behavior, he has to blame someone else for it.
And there's very few dislikes. Yeah, very few dislikes. No one's unsubbing. So I don't know if it's just people are dipping out of my channel or what.
It just means like you're not entertaining. They don't like watching you. And you can improve that. You can change that around. Anyone can. But you're just not, you know, succeeding at that right now. So you got to spend more time on your channel, I guess. Or spend the time that you do spend on it smarter.
But I can say that engagement from fans has been lower in the last few days, like substantially so. And on top of that, the video performance has been doing worse. Prob should have commented that. If you don't leave comments in the new videos, then that would explain it. If you're one of many people.
But the thing is, like, if people feel like they have something to say and they want to comment, they'll just do it. You don't need to like convince them to watch your stuff. You don't need to convince them to watch your content by telling them. The convincing part is in making good videos or just making videos people want to see, like whatever you want to call it, like making content that people feel like, you know, adds to their life or that like is worth watching. They'll watch you if you do that. If it's not engaging content, they won't have anything to say and they won't comment on it. You know, it's as simple as that. It is literally a situation where people in the audience want you to put the fries in the bag, and instead you're explaining to them for an hour why you actually can't make the fries anymore and people don't like the fries. It's like, just put the fry in the bag and people will eat it.
Notices from YouTube? That makes sense. If a lot of you guys just can't get notifications from YouTube, there's nothing I can do. The channel, sometimes YouTube just decides to execute channels and will not tell your most...
I'm going to be honest, man. YouTube is not shadow banning you. YouTube has no reason to shadow ban you. You are politically a safe person. You are not like Sneeko, where you're like a crazy extremist as far as I know. YouTube wants to make money, and that is the only purpose of what they do and the reason that they exist. So they are not executing your channel. You are executing your own channel. That is it.
Most hardcore fans you're live. So I understand that. That's why the Discord exists. We're like, you can actually see, by the way, there's a separate analytics section where the majority of my views come from Discord, from people clicking the Discord notifications, not from YouTube suggestions or like.
Yeah, that basically means that your little core audience of people who parasocially follow you, however many there are the only people watching your content. It's not reaching outside of your target audience. And you should be aiming to reach out outside of your target audience consistently to get new viewers. Because there's always going to be viewers that get bored of content, right? There's plenty of content creators I watch where like, it's not for any particular reason, but you know, I just stop watching them over time. And it's not because they make bad stuff. I just get bored with it, or I'm just not that compelled anymore. And that's, you know, a normal thing. You need to be making enough content and reaching enough people that you're continually cycling in newbies to replace the old heads.
Pop-ups in the sub feed. So the Discord server is pretty much what is solely keeping the YouTube channel going right now.
YouTube recommends me 4 Big Bungie videos every time I go to the homepage. There's no such thing as a shadow ban. I mean, the shadow bans do exist. It does happen now and then, but it's a pretty rare thing, I would say. It's not super common. Like, typically, the only people they shadow ban are, like, crazy political extremists, and with those people, they usually just ban them outright instead of a shadow ban.
In terms of new viewers or...
Like, if all of his videos are currently monetized, for the most part, which it looks like the majority of them were, he has no excuse to complain about YouTube, like, quote-unquote shadow banning him. And if they are getting, like, limited ads, it usually means that you're including content that they think is not safe for advertisers, like too many swears or too many controversial topics being discussed in an inflammatory way. I mean, YouTube will give you limited ads on some videos in a very frustrating way. I've dealt with that, and it's fucking annoying when they do it unjustly, in my opinion. But, like, there are things you can do to course correct and change that.
Not new viewers, but returning viewers. Because YouTube's just not telling you guys when I go live or upload. So that's pretty rough. Hopefully this stint of YouTube hating the channel ends, but if it doesn't...
It's not YouTube hating the channel, it's the viewers not wanting to click. This is not YouTube hating the channel. This is just people don't want to watch your videos. And you can make them want to watch it by making good content. Maybe you're not a streamer. Maybe you should make pre-recorded videos because you'd be better at that. A lot of people, that is the case. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you're just not entertaining in a live format. You can change things around.
I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. If it doesn't, by the end of the year... channel's done. Legit. Like, if YouTube doesn't, like, let the channel live...
It's not YouTube not letting the channel live. It is you. You are lazy, motherfucker. You're acting like you're working your ass off and there's no circumstance under which you could ever not succeed, right? Like, daily you post, like, a couple 20 to 30 minute stream clips. You're streaming, it looks like a couple days a week. Like 4 days a week, maybe. As far as I can tell, maybe 5 at the most. You're streaming like a max of like 4 hours usually. Sometimes it goes longer, but usually 4 hours. Like, this is not full-time streamer numbers in terms of the actual content you're putting out. Watch for so long, and I thought it'd only be fair to donate a little. Here's cigarette money. Thanks for the dono, brother. Thank you for the dono, Bentley. But yeah, like, if you can't make enough money from YouTube, maybe you need to get a real job and then like rethink your life a little bit. And then come back maybe at some later time when you feel like you're better at making content, or just not come back at all. Like, you're not entitled to your YouTube job. The audience does not owe it to you to quote-unquote make you, you know, successful.
If it decides to keep this going at the rate that we're going, well before the end of the year, the channel's not going to be viable anymore. Well before the end of the year, I'll have to go the way of Cirrus. I'm sorry, guys, but YouTube has been actively making changes as of late to make things damn near impossible to be a small lefty creator.
No, they have not. What changes are they making? What changes is YouTube making that is preventing you from getting good clicks on your videos? That does not make any sense. Hassan is still killing it. Okay, on his YouTube channel, from his reactions, from his Twitch streams. Destiny is still very popular. He's not a leftist, but he is a liberal, left-leaning guy. Vosh is still popular even after his controversy, right? Despite his horse leaks. Look, he's got 6,000 people watching him right now. His clips on YouTube get a good amount of views. He's doing good. He's doing good. This is not like a YouTube thing. This is a you thing. This is a you problem. But people constantly, whenever they're in circumstances like this, and this is not unique to content creators from this political sphere, this is a thing that everybody does to some, well, not everybody. A lot of people do it to some extent. It's extremely frustrating. What they do is they blame external factors and try to rationalize why every reason why it couldn't possibly be their fault. Like they can't live with that reality. What do you have 14 chairs in the background? I just love chairing it up.
It's everybody's got to chip in with their likes and their comments, or just
everyone's got to chip in, guys. Maybe they'll want to chip in if you make content that they like and want to comment on and engage with.
This doesn't work. It's why Cirrus recently quit YouTube.
He quit because he probably made shit content that nobody watched. Generally speaking, that is the case.
Recently had to step away because despite grinding as hard as he could, the engagement and the support from YouTube just wasn't enough.
Bro, the energy of this stream is making me depressed. The music, the like lo-fi music in the background, him like being so low energy, like he just woke up. It's like bringing my mood down.
So I'm hoping we don't have to go that way. I'm going to keep grinding.
It's Friday night!
And so is my editor. But if it gets to that point, then there's not much I'll be able to do, guys.
Why do you have an editor? Genuine question. Do you just have an editor because other stream channels have editors? Is that why? Like, you should just save the money that you would spend in an editor to edit it yourself. It's not that hard to learn. Like, it's not complex video editing you're doing. It's just clipping streams and putting it on YouTube with a thumbnail. Like, that's it. Why do you have someone you've hired to help your channel out? You don't even, you don't stream nearly enough that like you have no other time to make content. I just don't buy it.
YouTube is kind of the arbiter of everything, and the only way you guys can change that...
No, the arbiter of everything is you. It is you, motherfucker. It is you. You are in control of your own destiny. You are the author of your own destiny. Okay? You need to fix it. What's up with these people being so entitled? I don't know. It's just, well, it is kind of like, you know, the thing, like the whole system's rigged against me. You know, we live under capitalism, therefore I'll never succeed. It's that kind of thing, I guess. I don't really know exactly what it is, but it's like when they're on the bottom, it's like every excuse is made for their actions except for, oh, maybe I need to change the way I behave and the way I make content to become better. Do you have an editor that posts your streams? Yes, I do.
What's up,
I do have an editor that posts my streams, but I also run, I mean, I really run 3 YouTube channels. The IRL one doesn't take that much time, but like there's a lot of other stuff I'm doing. So it makes sense that I would pay someone to edit the videos because I dedicate the rest of my time to doing other content, right? Like that is, you know, that makes sense. And on top of that, like, you know, I make enough money that it's okay for me to pay an editor. Like I can financially handle it. It's fine. Why is YouTube the only source of income? Everyone knows YouTube money is funny money. I mean, YouTube can be your only source of income if you're making enough that you're going to be fine long term. Like you're stacking up a bunch of bread and savings. The problem for him is like he has no money. Yeah.
Cyrus is still making videos, though. That's good to hear. YouTube has been doing it to almost all lefty creators. That's true, yeah.
No, it's not true. YouTube is not doing anything to lefty creators. YouTube has no problem inherently with lefty creators. Your content is just not appealing to people and they don't want to watch it. Like, what is up with this grand conspiracy? They're so conspiratorial about the world. It's like every negative circumstance they're in must have some justification for it as to why YouTube personally is punishing you. What incentive does YouTube not have to promote content that people want to watch? You're just asking for charity, for fucking handouts. Get on welfare.
Not only that, the constant coverage of politics is hurting Cyrus's mental health. I can imagine that's a pretty negative impact too, yeah. I saw that, Tommy Brunel. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, Arnold is base. Like, even though he ran as a Republican when he was governor of California, he has constantly been based.
I like Arnold, not for that reason.
Gathering channel now? Cool. Pug. Knowing YouTube now, that's probably going to succeed more than political content will on the left.
No, but, like, no type of content inherently succeeds. Like, just because you make Lego review videos, or just because you make video essays, or just because you make right-wing content, just because you make left-wing content, like your content is not going to succeed or die by that merit. What will make it succeed or die is whether it's watchable and whether people want to watch it or not. You can make videos in basically any genre and succeed if it is entertaining content that people from that niche want to watch.
Yeah, it could have something to do with the current YouTube CEO being friends with Elon Musk.
I don't think it has anything to do with that whatsoever. I think the current YouTube CEO, if he is friends with Elon Musk, I don't think he has any incentive to censor leftist political content, because there are plenty of examples of leftist political content that is succeeding right now on YouTube. Arnold gives you an excuse to say the N-word. I like Arnold. I watched a documentary about him on Netflix. It was pretty good.
That probably has a pretty like strong negative impact. But like, once again, it's not just YouTube.
Yeah, this is a schizo cope. YouTube loves lefty creators. It takes a lot to get them banned if you're a leftist because YouTube agrees with them. I don't think that YouTube as a business necessarily agrees with them. There definitely are, like in a lot of corporate companies, there's like the sort of the corporate, I guess, quote unquote DEI push, which is a cringe term, but that stuff does exist in corporate America. But generally speaking, I think the point that is kind of tied to what you're saying is that YouTube has no reason to inherently punish lefty creators, you know, even far left guys, right? YouTube has a reason to inherently punish super far right people because a lot of them are sort of like sneako on like the vaccine misinformation stuff or, you know, Holocaust denial, stuff like that. And obviously, you know, that's very bad for advertisers. But nobody really cares that Hassan Piker is talking about, you know, on YouTube at least, nobody really cares that he's talking about how base Hezbollah is or how base Hamas is. Like, they have no reason to censor that inherently unless advertisers get mad. And at the moment, advertisers aren't mad about that, nor that I want them to be mad about it, because I want YouTube to not have an apocalypse, because that would trickle down to a lot of other creators, myself included, to be mad and be bad for me, right? The real thing is that YouTube has no incentive to punish someone if they're not a threat to their advertisers and if they are making the money. Like, YouTube has no incentive to ban anyone if they're making the money for the most part, right? There are, you know, exceptions where they'll ban someone where they think they could cause a risk to their bottom line, like Leafy or, you know, Alex Jones or people like that. You know, not that Leafy and Alex Jones are in the same tier, but they're obviously both very controversial people who got a lot of media coverage, and the media was talking about how bad they are and they want them to be banned. And, you know, obviously if like somebody sees a Coca-Cola ad on a Leafy video and they're like, wait, Leafy's harassing this poor woman, you know, they'll make a case to the advertisers and then YouTube loses ad revenue. But with Xanderhal, that's not happening. His content is just boring. His content is just fucking boring. Exactly. There's even farming simulator YouTubers that make a decent bit. Yeah, you can make content about anything. You can make content about anything. You can make movie reviews. You can make music reviews. You can make music. You can try to make movies, which obviously is harder to make money off of, but you can try, you know, making original content. You can make commentary videos. You can make gaming videos. You can make, like, even within gaming, there's so so many different genres. You can make gaming videos about one specific game. You can make gaming videos about every game. You can make reviews of video games. You can make let's plays of video games. You can make video essays about the state of gaming culture in general. Like, there's so many unique niches on YouTube that you can explore and make money off of. YouTube has no incentive to punish any of these specific niches unless they cause advertising hurt to them. And YouTube is not having their advertisers hurt by the existence of Xanderhal. Therefore, they are not going to fucking shadowban his channel. That's not happening.
Is there a way where I can see? It's a lefty content viewer problem too. For instance, not even everyone watching the stream right now has hit the like button. We have less likes than we have current viewers on the stream. And the stream's views in total are 1,100, which means less than...
This is not a lefty content. People just don't... I don't like most YouTube videos I watch. This is not a lefty thing, okay? You go to the Tom Dark Live channel, all right? This is the most comparable thing to Xanderhal's channel, right? Let's click on a video. Any random video. Let's do this one, okay? So the other day, this video has 113,000 views, and out of those 113,000 people that watched it, less than 4,000 of them gave it a like. My audience is not full of lefties. My audience is like normal YouTube viewers, but the average YouTube viewer is not liking videos because they just don't think to do it. They just watch the video and then get out. Like, they're just not engaging with the content, which is fine. That's normal. That's how it is. Like, out of the people that liked it even, a much lesser percentage left a comment, right? 400 comments on a video with 100,000 views. That is normal. That is a normal ratio because the average person is just watching YouTube and doesn't want to leave some paragraph long comment. Oasis Line says, these type of people make unrealistic goals and expectations, then play victim or cry to be their way. They need meds or middle school haircut like you. I don't know what they need. Maybe the haircut would change the game, but his haircut kind of looks like mine, to be honest.
Little over 10%, sorry, of people who
I'm a threat to advertisers. I just don't know how yet, based.
Gone into the stream today chose to hit the like button, despite it taking half a second. That is what kills so many lefty YouTube channels.
No, it's not. If people like your content, they will leave a like. A like is a direct affirmation that the people watching your content like it and are going out of their way to give it a like, a physical interaction. By the way, like the stream, guys. Tom, what are you making a pillow fort out of the background chairs and streaming from it? That would actually be funny. A pillow fort stream would be awesome.
It's just like the low rate of voting participation among progressives. They also think their likes and their comments don't count when there's millions that are being included in an algorithm.
It's not that they don't think their likes or comments count, it's that they don't think to do it. Like, typically telling people to like and subscribe is not necessary because people will like and subscribe if they like the content regardless. Like, you don't need to tell people to do it. If they like your content, they will give it a like. If they or they won't, just because they don't feel the need to physically give it a like, but they'll keep watching your content. Most of the people who watch my stuff do not give it a like, and that's fine. If they want to see more of your videos, they will subscribe to you because that means that they want to see your next video. If they're not subscribing, that means they don't like you. You do not deserve inherent support on YouTube just because you are of the political opinion that you are.
Account for things, and so they don't get involved. And so lefty channels have always had really low engagement. And
no, they have not. No, they have not. There are plenty of big lefty channels with a lot of engagement. Yours just doesn't have it.
Had a really hard time existing online, like going back to the beginning, because lefties don't click things. They don't engage.
Lefties don't click things. The problem, you see, is that lefties don't click things. How could it possibly be that my content sucks? No, lefties don't click things. What does that even mean?
They don't.
Are they illiterate? Maybe they are. Do they not know how to use a computer? Maybe that's the case.
Vote. They don't make their voice heard because they're just one person. How could YouTube being bad be Elon's fault? The current CEO of YouTube is friends with Elon Musk, as in is a very right-leaning...
Just the conspiracies, the conspiratorial bullshit. Like, there's no explanation. There's no world in which he even considers that it could be because his content is not good. Like, he kind of got there a little bit where he was like, maybe the topic sucks on these videos, but he won't even consider the fact that maybe his reactions are just bad. Everything has to be some conspiracy about how YouTube is punishing him and YouTube doesn't support lefty creators and lefty creators don't click enough. And the CEO of YouTube is friends with Elon Musk, therefore he is censoring leftist content.
I hit the like button. Thank you, Perry Icefire. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's just if you're wondering, like, why does YouTube kill channels like this? It's partially because YouTube just makes these decisions. It's partially because as a content creator, you gotta scream and beg and fall to your knees and offer free blowjobs to get like 5 extra likes.
No, you don't. I never ask people for likes, ever. The majority of YouTubers do not do this, ever. Check any popular YouTube video. They're not asking people for likes. People just give a like on the video if they like the content in a literal sense.
Because no one thinks that their like or comment counts, or they're too lazy. It's either one of those two things.
Oh, you're so lazy that you never even like a YouTube video. Clearly, your life is so easy that you won't even like my YouTube video. You think you have something better to do? That'd be insane.
Generally. And so they don't participate, and then thousands of people think that, and then, yeah.
They're not actively thinking about it. They're not thinking that. They're just not liking it because they just, it's not like some like deep thing where they're like, oh, my like doesn't even matter, so why would I give it a like? No, they're just not thinking about it because they're busy thinking about other things. You hit your vape again.
Anyway, just thought I'd talk about it, just in case in the coming months, the channel has to be retired, and I am forced to leave the internet and go work at, like, McDonald's or something. Because while we are uploading more than ever at the current rate, if the channel doesn't hit like a day where we actually gain views instead of lose views, then we're going to, it's just not gonna be viable, guys. Don't know what to tell you.
So I think this is a good lesson in the fact that, you know, a lot of the time people who have problems with their life, with their job, with their career, with anything, what they will do instead of trying to make their content better is they will complain about these circumstances they are in and blame it on everyone else. It is pure delusion. And Xanderhal, if you're watching this and you want to improve your content, just make better videos and you will be fine. That's literally it. Or if it doesn't work out, just get a job. I love hearing about people complain about making YouTube videos while working my minimum wage job. Anyway, here's 5. Thanks for the 5, bro. Yeah, it's just very cringe. Nobody wants to hear it. I feel like there's a lot of examples of this. There's too many. This is just it's a systematic brain rot thing, basically, from people who aren't doing well in life to blame everyone else. And the sooner you accept personal responsibility, the sooner your life will improve.